This was an intense event with big upsets and more routes and styles than I can even count. So stay tuned to find out what happened in event number 13. And the first replay we will be checking out is MR from FM, who comes in 54th place with a 30.55. So let's see what MR and the flower touching man came up with. Starting out here towards the right, and very nice brutal vault kind of, or auto push with gas to clear that gap. Coming up, grabbing the first top apple here, and gonna be coming back for the second top apple up here to the left. And then the question is, how will he continue? He goes down and he jumps into this gap here, down for the two apples to here to the left. And will he do some stick to stay up? No, he comes down into the loop, and now he just has one more apple to go here in the bottom right. And no bounce, but a nice push from the wall, grabs that last apple and comes in for the flower at 30.55. So as you can tell, this level by Kiviviki, a very straightforward one. No gravity, no V-sync hanks, no trolling. So we saw MR starting out here towards the right, grabbing the top right apple and coming back for the top left apple. And from here, maybe you would have a choice to go down towards the left, but MR chooses the long jump here and gets down in the gap and grabs the two left bottom apples and then comes all the way here along the floor. Nice push from the right wall to grab the right apple and then straight to the flower. And from MR's 54th place, we jump into 50th place where we have Sky, who also is the first player to break that 30-second barrier, coming in at 29.81. Sky here from Team LCT, starting out towards the left here. Already a different style, and we're gonna be seeing many different styles in this event. But he grabs this apple and comes down, nice push there on the ramp down, and already dropping down, not grabbing the two top apples first. Comes in, picks these two apples, and then will gain a lot of speed here along the floor, and will be able to make it up to the top right apple here. Very nice. Will he come down in the same gap? No, he goes for the other gap here in the middle. Very nice. And then jumping up to grab the right hand apple. Nice stick, swing, and coming straight back for the flower. So basically the same way as MR to clear this left hand part of the level, but he did that as the first thing and then used all the momentum he could gain here along the floor to make it up all the way to the right top apple. And nice drop here down all the way, pushing from this polygon up, swinging here and coming back for the flower. And as we jump into 43rd place, I want to give a huge shout out to Onla, who compiled a list of all the different styles that you're going to be seeing here in the beginning, and also to Zero, because I saw that Onla and Zero have been the ones to upvote all these replays. But so I'm expecting very many fun replays here to come, as we're seeing Lompe here in 43rd place with a 29.28. Lompe from Team Ferrari, starting out towards the left as well. So far it's the in-sky style, but I'm guessing it's gonna be different. Coming down and doing the same kind of push that we saw Insky doing, but not jumping down to the bottom apples here. Coming out, clearing the whole top part of the level first, and does drop down here to the right. And will he go for some sick bounce? No, he comes around and he goes for the left bottom apples first. Nice break here on the spikes to just get a nice push out here, grabbing both of the apples. And now he has the bottom right apple left. He does the long jump here, comes up and stays on top of that polygon. Very nice to keep your height and grab the flower. And I realized while watching, Insky didn't actually do this jump here. Instead, he came back down like we saw Lompe doing and then went for the bottom apples. But Lompe, as you could see, did the same thing but jumped all the way out here, grabbing the two top apples first. And then coming down and doing this whole floor section in the other direction. Nice push from the spikes here to kind of fly straight in for these apples, staying on top here, and then coming back for the flower. And from there, we're moving straight to our next style. We see Dale Ducraft Kiviviki as well, the designer of the level. A very nice level at that. And then we have Elrond from EA in 39th place, the first player to break the 29-second barrier at 28.77. And of course, I've seen the replay before, he is my teammate, but we decided to drop down here and clear the bottom part of the level first. A very different kind of approach here, grabbing the two bottom left apples, and then you use the speed again to make your way all the way up to the top right apple. And then you continue by jumping down here and then using the slope to gain a lot of speed out towards the left instead, coming up for the top left apple, and then this drop where you had to have a good precision to push away from this polygon in the middle, getting up for the bottom right apple, and then to the flower. So the first start we've seen that drops straight down, but then it's all pretty much the same, coming up here for the top right, then down into the slope, all the way up to the left, and then doing this kind of drop here, pushing away from the flower to the apple and back. And then we don't just have Elrond in 39th, we also have Pocho from EA in 38th. So why are we not watching his replay if it was faster? Well, I guess you're gonna find out as we come along down here. We're getting into 30th place. Hurry up, we need to make the level for the next event. I don't think that level for the next event was made in that short of a time. We also see me in 33rd place. Would maybe have expected a little bit better results. But then we have Rigger in 30th place, coming in at 27.72. Nice palindrome of a time. Rigger from Team RDK, the old school Danish Kusky, we've seen him here before, coming out for the left hand part of the level first, grabbing the top left apple, and looks like he's gaining a lot of momentum to come up, yeah, straight here, grabbing the top right apple as well. And where will he go from here? He comes down to the gap here on the side of the level, and nice break in the slope, and is able to jump up for the bottom right apple as well. So now he just has the 2 remaining apples, a really hard jump to get in here, but a beautiful bounce from that wall to get straight to the flower. And here we have that bounce again. Not easy to bounce on such an uneven surface with these spikes here, but he manages to get a bounce and just barely is able to pick up the bottom apple here by the pixel, but makes it up and gets straight to the flower. And from Rigger's 30th place, we're just making a small jump into a surprising appearance in 28th place. We have Mjeltz. A surprisingly early showing by Mjeltz here, but I will say it was very hard to find the correct style in this level. So maybe that was the same case for Mjeltz and Team Sean. Let's find out together as we watch Mjeltz and his 2733. Very nice gap clearing here, very technical to clear that gap and keep your momentum. Comes up for the top right apple and looks like he's gonna be coming out here for the top left apple as well. Yeah, keeping all the momentum. And will he go for a long jump here? Yeah, beautiful break in the ceiling to get straight down here in the gap. And nice wheel compression to stay on top here. Oh, and it does go down, it does not stay up. So he comes down here for the spikes and will he go for a bounce as well? No, just a straight push, but a beautiful push there in the ceiling as well. We see Mjeltz and Team Sean style here, grabbing the top right, grabbing the top left. Straight down here, nice compression to be able to stay up on top of this polygon and then able to push down there for more speed into the slope, and very nice precision here. Pushing and again, grabbing the apple, he actually got it by a few pixels, not just one, and nice push here in the ceiling with gas, so he's able to gas all the way in the ceiling as well. Beautiful style by Mjeltz. And from Mjeltz's 28th place, we're just making a small jump again into 24th place, where we have Ismo from Team Ivo. Tantalizingly close to that 26 something, but 2706 is where he ended up. Let's check it out. So let's see what Team Ivo came up with. Coming up for the top left apple first. Will he then go down or will he continue out and grab the top right apple? Looks like he's gaining speed to come around here, yeah, for the top right apple. And will he come down on the side? He does. Looks like it. And will he do the same push? Oh, beautiful front wheel bounce actually. Very nice way to get up to that bottom right apple. Very clean execution. Oh, and a sick, crazy bounce from those spikes. I had to take a look at that again. Comes up here. So far it's the same style we saw before. But this front wheel bounce here, nice compression, nice push to come up straight here, grab the apple, little tiny break here in the ceiling as well. So you can get down in this gap without getting caught on that main polygon. And then this just crazy kind of bounce push he gets from the spikes and grabbing both of the apples. Very nice replay by Ismo. And as we're closing in on those top positions, we're gonna be seeing ourselves breaking the 27-second barrier here with Denton's time, Kopaka TM, and then we have Bien in 20th place, who comes in at 26.67 and has a lot of votes for his replay. And here's Bien again in the Swedish EF shirt. We've seen him before in the cup, coming up for the top left apple. What is gonna be the big difference? Nice push here on the slope, coming up here as well, doing a push from the start polygon here. Coming in, oh, and a beautiful bounce here for the top right and coming down in the middle gap instead. Let's see this. He comes in, very nice landing on the gap here, staying up, and then he will be coming down for the bottom route instead of going out to that right hand side, and a beautiful bounce here, grabbing both of the apples. Very clean style by Bien here, and very creative. Instead of going down on the right side, this bounce, very nice, and even that like tiny push from the floor just to increase your momentum downwards, landing nicely in the slope, coming up for the bottom right apple. And then it's the same, but a beautiful bounce here. And again, grabbing these both of the apples at the same time was very hard to do. A really creative style by Team EF and a very nice execution by Bien. And coming down, we're gonna be jumping in to 17th place. We saw Mikkel last event, we have Blastek here, and then we have AKB in what you might consider an unfortunate placement, at least if you're from Team EA. We've almost gotten used to seeing AKB in like the top 3, top 5 every event now, so 17th is gonna be a huge blow to his overall standings. But 26, 27 is still a great time with over 30 hours played again. So let's take a look at Team EA's other style. And if you're wondering why this is gonna be a different style from Ailerons, it's because AKB just happened to find another faster style on Saturday. So all that hoiling of Aileron style that was done during the week all went into the trash as he found this style instead. And coming up for the top left apple, this is the fastest run he managed in just basically 2 days of hoiling because it was a new style. Coming up, pushing out here to the side, coming up for the top right apple, and then going in the gap, no BN bounce here, and then just a beautiful back wheel bounce here, coming up straight, gas in the ceiling, gas here on the polygon, coming down, and then it's gonna be the same ending, but no bounce from us, just a nice push, grabbing both of the apples. Didn't manage to get the gas in the ceiling, lost a little bit of time there, but otherwise very nice execution, and this bounce was just so much fun to do, and gassing here, but you still didn't want to come too much to the left because you had to clear that polygon as well, and then just nice push timing here, grabbing both of the apples. And even though EA found and hoiled 2 different styles, I guess none of them were the correct ones, because in the end I would expect this AKB higher if that was the correct style. But with that, we'll jump into 10th place. We're seeing some well-known Kuskis here in the very top, and in 10th place we have Mats from Time Riders. 25.56, I can't even imagine how you're getting that time in this level. So let's see how the Norwegian Cookie Monster tackled this level. It is gonna be the top style as well, or top left apple first. Let's see, coming out here, getting the push, looks like he's gaining speed to go up to the top right. Can it be the same style? How can it be so much faster? Let's see, coming up here, he does drop here to the side as well. Oh, that's insane. Of course, that's so much faster. A nice bounce here to finish it off. But how could we not see that style? I mean, once you see it, it's obvious, but of course. Nice push here from the side, nice brutal vault on the wall to just swing all the way up to the right apple. And then the finish, very beautiful bounce here. Such a nice style, and once you see it, of course, it's so obvious. But this brutal, very nice to get that amount of grip so you can just jump straight in and push off so you can get straight down to the floor as fast as possible. Very, very nice replay by Mats, and a beautiful style find by Time Riders. And from here, I'm guessing it's gonna be pretty much the same style because I can't even fathom another faster style. So from here, we might even dare to do a few merges. So let's see who came in 5th place. Also, just mentioning, very beautiful showing here by EMA. And again, they always travel in their packs. 7th place, 8th place. We also saw J-Sim in 13th place. So a great showing by EMA so far. But in the battle for 5th place, we have 2 Mia players. It's Smibu in the red shirt and Audi in the smiley. Let's see which one of the Finnish mini golfers managed to grab that 5th place. Starting out here towards the left, I'm guessing it's gonna be the same style, but we have seen crazier things before. Nice push here in the beginning. Audi coming out here with a tiny lead, but wait, Smibu going for a long jump and Audi going for the push here in the middle. Which style is faster? Looks like Smibu maybe is catching up a little bit, but Audi keeps his tiny lead here. Both of them going for the brutal wall here from the wall. So equal, so even. Audi keeping his lead here towards the end. Will he keep this lead all the way to the flower? Both of them getting a push, but Smibu getting a better push, and they finish at the exact same time. And really interesting to see 2 different players here from the same team doing different styles. Audi with a low jump, Smibu with a high jump. And it looks like Audi maybe comes out a little bit ahead from that, but if we follow Smibu here, he's a tiny bit behind. Actually, he's pretty much on top of him, but Audi maybe coming out of this hang a little bit faster. So with a little bit more leftwards momentum. So Audi so far in the lead, but Smibu got such a good push here. Such a strong push from this spike that's sticking down. And a good amount of gassing in the ceiling, and is able to catch up in the very last second with that extra volt maybe as well. So a beautiful showing by Mia, and both of them grabbing 5th place. And both Team EMA and Team Mia apparently came out to party in this event, because in the battle for 3rd place we have Sick Mambo from Mia. His shirt is kind of transparent so you can only see the fan here, or I guess it's a fan, I don't know actually. But then also you have Tully from Mia. We've seen him before in the burgundy shirt. So let's see which player and which team managed to get that 3rd place. Coming out here towards the left, a little bit different kind of pushing here, but so far very equal. Tully in the slight lead so far. Gets a nice push here, and let's see, both of them, oh, beautiful style by Tully here pushing, and he's so far ahead. So far, we see Sick Mambo in the background here, both going for the brutal vault. We're following Sick Mambo now, trying to catch up to Tully. Will he have a faster ending here? Both of them coming in for the push, and Tully just keeps his lead, and Tully gets the bronze medal in event number 13. And we saw a really nice style by Tully here. Apparently Mia all did different styles in this very section, but he comes here with his front wheel high and just manages to get a push here and avoids this bump completely. Whereas you see Sick Mambo in the background. He does get a push here, which gives him some speed. Before that, he loses a little bit of speed because he has to catch with the back wheel, and then he gains it back with the front wheel. but you're never gonna get as much speed out of it as completely avoiding it. So that is what allows Tully to get his lead here very early on in the beginning, and he doesn't let go. He keeps his lead all the way throughout the end, and none of them going for a bounce, just a straight push here. So there's no way for Sick Mambo to catch up, but still, very nice execution by both of these players. And with that, we have the battle for first place. And the two contenders, Raven and Zero from Team Dot. And we'll start out by watching the replays one by one, and if that's not enough to let us know who won, we'll do a final merge to find out for real. And the timer is off as we see Raven coming out here for the top left apple. Let's see the turn coming out, very nice early push there with counter gas to not get too much rotation, and he does go for a high jump with gas on top of that bump. Very nice avoidance. It seems to save so much time to be able to clear that start polygon very fast. And nice brutal here comes, oh, so clean exit from that hang. And he does go for a bounce, and he grabs with the head first and everything. A crazy run by Raven. And jumping straight in here to Zero's run. Let's see, of course it's gonna be the same style, but maybe there are some micro differences. We saw Mia doing very different start styles, for instance. Let's see, coming up here, and no, he goes for the same kind of start with gassing on top of that start polygon. Jumps up here for the top right apple, coming out for the brutal vault on the wall. Let's see, can he clear the hang as smoothly as Raven? Looks like it. Very clean run here by Zero. Will he go for a bounce as well? Yeah, beautiful bounce, beautiful head grab as well, and even a flower head grab on top of that. And I don't know about you, but I certainly couldn't tell which run was the fastest one just by looking at that. Both of them runs seemed pretty much perfect to me. So here we have a final merge to confirm which one of the Dot players managed to win event 913, a brilliant level by KiwiWiki. Let's see. Coming out here, we'll start by following Raven in the black shirt. He has maybe a tiny lead, but there is nothing confirmed just yet. Good gassing here on the top, and looks like Zero actually getting a faster start here. Zero tiny bit in the lead now. Let's see, coming out for the brutal, and both of them coming here. It looked like Raven had such a clean exit, but so far Zero is keeping his lead and coming in for the bounce here. It looks like Raven is catching up, and actually it is Raven. Zero went for the cocky head grab. Maybe that was what cost him, but I think in the end it was probably the bounce that just was a little bit weaker. But we saw Zero here in the lead all the way throughout the end, but Raven is catching up with maybe a little bit more speed after that exit. Raven actually pretty much on top of Zero now, but coming in here, both of them equal. Raven with a little bit more speed. You can see he's maybe starting to pass here, and coming in for the end just so clean, and manages to land and get a little bit of gas, and that just confirms his win even more. Beautiful run by Raven, beautiful run by Zero as well, but Raven is your winner of event 913 with his brilliant end bounce, beautiful head grab, and then very nice ending. So it is Raven walking away with 100 points from this event, and with a crazy 2404, almost 23 territories. Zero 2415, and look at the gap up to Tully at 2460. So Team Dot really knocked it out of the park this one, but in the overall standings we see the top 3 remains unchanged. Unfortunately for us, AKB dropping down into 6th place, and both Tully and Smibu moving up with their great finishes in this event. But the points are still very close in these positions. We see Miels unchanged, we see JT dropping down a little bit, Bien jumping up into the 10th place even with that 20th place finish. But anything can still happen, and especially in the next event, because it is a pipe level by Barry P, and it's not just any pipe level, it is a crazy huge adventure pipe level by Barry P, and not just that, it is a gorgeous level in the game as well. It's beautiful, it's challenging, it's gonna be so much fun to play. And do you remember that style that we saw Elron doing earlier on in the event? Well, that was our main route and style in EA until we found that faster style on Saturday. So we're going to be taking a look here at AKB's run, the fastest run of that style that we managed to do. And just as a bonus replay to finish off the video, coming up here for the top right apple, and you're going to see something crazy in the end of this run as well. But clearing up the top left here and then having to time your vaults very nicely here, gassing on the wall, and boom, just the perfect front wheel bounce by the flower to get straight up for the bottom right apple. Beautiful stuff by AKB, and again, timing these vaults here to just have the perfect rotation, gas on the side here, and then the front wheel bounce with all of vault at the same time to just jump straight up here. Really hard to do, but looks very cool once you pull it off. And yeah, just great level by KiwiWiki, really fun to play. I'll see you in the next event. Ciao.